I'm up. I'm much taller. So it's kicking in. I'm better. You can see I'm not as white. I'm okay. Not as drained. But it still feels like they took a vacuum cleaner and sucked my soul out. That means I think I'm getting better, because I used to be like, wee afterwards, and now I'm like, oh my god. I think that means I'm getting better, because the pain wipes me out more, whereas before I was like, what pain? I didn't feel a prick, but the doctors wanted me to promote this that I wore. I changed into this in the bathroom, which is another sign I'm getting better. This is Forever Lazy onesies that my husband found for me, and they have this big zipper on the back. So you just wear it to the procedure, and then they just unzip you, and then they work on your lower spine. It works on your lower spine, or your tailbone, or your lumbar area. And then the doctors are always new, so they're always like, are you sure you don't want to get into a gown? And I'm like, no, seriously, they love it. And sure enough, they're like, let's unzip. And they were like, oh my gosh, you need to promote this. So I was like, I'm going to promote it. Because it's very embarrassing to talk about onesies. But this is just one big onesie. I have a bunch in a bunch of different colors, and then I just switched out of it in the bathroom again into something easier to wear on the drive. So it has this big hat that you can cover over yourself when you're wearing it, and it's so good for F&D patients because it really helps with sensory. Like, the waist is so big, like it's such a huge waist, right? So it's such a huge waist. I get the biggest they have so that nothing touches my waist when I'm walking, so my sensory input's really, really low. And so that's why I do that. And so that's why I wear my hats and my sunglasses and everything, so that I get a sensory break, is what my FND clinic calls it, is a sensory break. So I try to give my sensory system the biggest break it can. And the doctor today was like, yeah, you need to pump this. So onesies, it's called Forever Lazy. I was like, they should call it Forever Pain Free, because it really does help. But I've gotten mobile enough now that I change out of it after the procedure. I tried it for the first time today, and I got back into a dress that's pretty loose for the drive, because the drive, when you wear a onesie on a drive, it can be constraining even if they're really big. It didn't matter when I was not very mobile and I was just pinned in one, but I'm not now. I'm flipping all over the place, like adjusting. I'm moving all over my car bed. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm like, I'm like kicking the car bed side, so that means I'm getting much more mobile. So now I change into like a short little flimsy dress, just kind of like this little dress that goes up to my knees, and with short sleeves, so that it doesn't catch on anything when I turn around and stuff like that. So anyway, you can see I'm talking much more, which means I'm doing much better, and I'm staying tall. So, and of course that came because of you. It was hard being on that procedure table today, let me tell you. It was rough. I actually was like pretending like I was holding your hands, because I was just like, oh, the pain was so bad. But that's the thing with procedures and recovery. When you get these really bad car wrecks and you get bad concussions, sometimes you have to just bite the bullet, you know what I mean? Like, bite the bullet and take the pain, so that you can do things down the line. For example, move around your car bed and stand up tall like this. This is like the tallest, this is big for me to stand this tall. Usually I'm way down low, so it'll make it easier. I did it again today because I think it's going to be easier to do my physical therapy that they've given me. It's gotten harder and harder to do the physical therapy, and they're really nailing down the important areas, and this will make it easier for me to do that physical therapy on this waist area. And really, a lot of systems are coming online, but there are some systems that just aren't. I go into shakes every time I do the procedure, or every time I do the exercise, I go into shakes and tremors. And this procedure will help me not do that. It'll calm down the inflammation in the area, so that when I do these procedures, I won't shake. My muscles will actually get strong. So that's why I did it again today. The pros outweighed the cons. So just sometimes the pain is worth it, and I'm really lucky because I have great doctors. So anyway, it's hard to find. Very lucky. So I want to thank you guys so much for everything you've done, and hopefully this onesie will help you. And I want to thank my doctors and my nurses and my x-ray tech and this huge team that works on me. We're so lucky to have that. Like, I feel so, like, it just feels like the hand of God is just coming down and helping me through these things, because I don't know how I do it without it, So thank you for being there. I really appreciate it. So I try not to show you this side of it. I really try to hide it, but I don't know, sometimes that's not the smartest thing to do. Sometimes I have to show you, then I'm not showing you reality. So yeah. And if you weren't so great, I couldn't be this honest with you. So thank you for that. It's a huge gift. All right, I better go. Love you. Better go lay down. Love you guys so much. Have fun out there. I hope this helps.